Previously on the experience, a Relay for Life community event manager, Jane, learned that great customer experience happens when customers have positive emotional moments, success in their interactions, and low-effort experiences with companies. Jane also learned how and when the Voice of the Customer survey is delivered, the basics of sample size, and a few do's and don'ts for collecting additional information she can use.
Excuse me, do you mind?
Sorry. Okay, Jane. Now that you know the basics of customer experience, and you understand a little more about our survey, you're ready to learn a new skill, creating a customer journey map.
What's a journey map?
A journey map is a tool you can use to understand your customer's entire experience before, during, and after the event. Within a journey map, we can identify what we call moments of truth, which are key points in the customer experience that can either make it or break it. These are emotional moments that can either inspire an event participant to come back strong next year and raise even more money for our cause, or can result in them walking away from our organization for good. Let's get started.
Wait a second. Before we get started, I need coffee.
Sure thing. Drive-through?
This line is ridiculous. I wonder if it will be faster if I go inside.
Let's do that. While we're there, we can make a journey map of the drive-through experience that will help you understand how you can do the same thing for your own events. First things first, we talked about customer experience being shaped by 3 factors: emotional connection, success, and effort. These things shape our perceptions of an organization. I just wanted to point out that you were unsuccessful in getting your coffee at the drive-thru because the line was too long. And so you had to go into the store, which made this a high-effort experience for you today. Now, this doesn't mean that you'll never come back, especially if you've had great experiences before. But if this was your first impression or a repeated pattern, it would probably be a different story. And the same is true for our event participants. Okay, time to dig deeper and map your journey as a customer. First, we're going to break this down into specific actions that you had to take during this interaction. First, you decided that you needed coffee. Next, you got into your car and you drove to the coffee shop. You wanted to go through the drive-thru, but the line was too long. So you parked your car and walked into the store. You ordered your coffee at the counter, and you took your first sip. Next, since we know that customer experience is driven by emotion, let's identify what you may have been thinking and feeling during some of these touch points.
This line is ridiculously long. The barista seems cranky today. This coffee is amazing. Just what I needed.
Your experience was also impacted by some people and things that you directly interacted with. We'll call these things on-stage elements. And finally, there were some people and things you didn't interact with that may have been off-stage, but that still may have impacted your experience.
Wow, I've never really given it a lot of thought. But there's a lot that went into this experience.
Definitely. And there is a lot that goes into creating an experience at our events, as you know. So now that we've identified all the elements that were present in this drive-thru experience, let's see if we can identify the moments of truth, those make it or break it moments. Since we know that CX is based on feelings, which thought or feeling did you experience that was the most negative, and which was the most positive?
I would say the most negative is when I thought that this line was ridiculously long. I would have just driven away, but I really needed coffee.
Great job. Now that you've identified a key break-it moment, you can start to solve for it. If I'm the owner of the coffee shop, I am asking myself, do we need more baristas to keep things moving faster? What is the acceptable wait time to balance customer experience and business needs? If I can't make the line go faster, is there something else I could do to improve the line experience? Like have someone outside passing out pastry samples to waiting cars? We've identified a break it moment. How about a make it moment, Jane? What thought or feeling did you have that was the most positive?
Probably that moment when I first sipped that coffee. It made me feel like I was ready to start my day.
Awesome. As the coffee shop owner, I know that the quality of the final product is the best part of the experience, so I'm going to make sure that I continue to invest in the training and retention of my top baristas, in addition to maintaining the supply chain relationship to ensure that I have the best coffee beans in town. This is how we can begin to improve experience at our events. I've created a tool for you to get started on creating a journey map for your events. I recommend starting with a narrower focus and mapping smaller parts of the overall customer journey for critical audiences, like the day of event for corporate teams or online fundraising for team captains. You can even map out events like bank night if you'd like. Just remember, you want to map it out from the participant's perspective. And as I mentioned, you can even take this exercise and do the same thing specifically for survivors, caregivers, or team captains, because the experiences for all these groups are different.
Okay, so once I've mapped out my customer journey and identified the make it or break it moments, what's next? How do I make a plan to improve? And how does this map relate to the Voice of the Customer survey we talked about?
That's a fantastic question, and one that we're going to answer.
Let me guess. Next time on The Experience?
You took the words right out of my mouth.